Well, continuing on that theme, let's bring in Steve Whittington, who is a single dad of 2 from South Yarra in Melbourne and one of the many families bracing for impact this morning. Steve, thanks for joining us this morning. I know that you, like many people, have very little wiggle room in your weekly budget. How are you feeling about a potential rate rise today?
Yeah, that's right, Ali. Look, it's inevitable. I think it's going to come. If it's not this month, it's going to be the coming months. But it's going to put real pressure on the budget. There's no doubt about it.
Just explain that to me, because you've got 2 kids. They're aged 8 and 6. Just explain to me how you're going to have to cut back and how tight it is at the moment.
Yeah. Well, already I'm on a pretty tight budget. So, for example, I source their school uniforms from the second-hand shop. They're at a wonderful school, so it's good that they offer that. I'm really conscious about grocery shopping. So where there are discounts, you know, I use those. And recently had to cancel my daughter's piano lessons just because I know that even if I can manage it now, I might not be able to next month, and then that's going to put us in real financial difficulty.
And that's where it gets really hard, isn't it? Then you have to have that conversation with your kids as to why they have to give up something that they love.
Yeah, it's a tough lesson for a 6 and an 8-year-old to learn. You know, they love those extracurricular activities, but I have to try and emphasise that they're discretionary items, and you know, house is most important, then food, safety, utilities. So sometimes we have to make sacrifices.
Do they understand that?
They're pretty good. Look, they don't. Lockdown taught us, if anything, lockdown taught us that you don't need much. You can make do with a lot of Lego, you know, the basics. And so maybe coming off the back of 2 difficult years, they're a bit better prepped than they would have been a couple of years ago.
So considering how tough things are at the moment, that you're going to struggle to cover this rise, and that we're hearing that we might see several increases before Christmas, what does that look like for you?
I can barely contemplate it, to be honest. I mean, we run a pretty tight budget already. It's going to mean I have the kids 50-50 with my ex. For me personally, it's going to mean the weeks I don't have them, I'm going to be eating leftovers and not much. I mean, I'm not getting takeaway coffees and Uber Eats every day as it is, you know. It's pretty tight. So I'll just try to shield them from the impacts as much as possible, but they're going to be, the house will be the last thing to go, put it that way. It might be a bit leaner by the end of the year.
All right. Well, Steve, look, you know, pretty tough times ahead, but you've got the right attitude about it, that is for sure. We really appreciate you coming on and sharing what I think is a sentiment felt by many families around the country. Thanks, Steve. Karl.
Good on him, open and honest.